candy. We had pretzels. We had something else. We had several types of soda. And then at noon and in the evening, we had hot meals. So you have 2 hot meals from the sponsored thing, and you have free breakfast. You can get 3 squares a day if you're a sponsor.
Yeah.
So, and they were like, well, you shouldn't rely on it. And I said, no, you shouldn't rely on it. But it's a good fallback to have because you've always got something available. So if you're not too good about keeping up with it because of whatever, well, if you walk by the con suite, okay, boom, I can pick something up. So that's why I'm thinking of going to Furry Migration in August because it's not the same time this year as the Pride event I usually go to.
Yeah.
So, but their sponsor level is like $100, but I'm still looking at like, if it's like it was before, it'll be worth it. So then the olden days, the history of the furry fandom from one who lived them was Uncle Kage again. So that was actually really neat. First half was about furry fandoms. The second half was basically the history of Anthrocon. And I'm really tempted to see if some people argue about that. And my response would be, is that he even said it, Pennsylvania Con or whatever it was that he was working as a part of before he got into Anthrocon.
Yeah.
He went to some cons, but he was always in the background of some cons too. So he gave what he could before he got so involved in it that he couldn't. This was somebody who couldn't really focus on the development anymore because he was busy developing it. So I thought it was actually a very interesting panel. Then we had Celebrity Whose Lion Isn't Anyway, which was fun. Who was that? Alkalide, Dragor, Uncle Kage, Pandez. I'm sure they'll show up. Now, an interesting thing happened during the charity auction. Actually, a couple. Who
lost their pants?
No. Although Zen Fox did make an appearance again. It was back to back with, oh no, we gave Huskoon a microphone.
Oh shit.
Which Zen Fox attended. I can't remember if it was before or after this, so I'll just put this in now while I'm thinking of it. Somebody had a fursuit. Okay. I was looking at the schedule, and for some reason I thought there was an empty spot there, but there wasn't. So we got to a point where there was a fursuit in a lion fursuit. And at some point in the Huskoon event, they decided that this person in the fursuit wanted to auction the fursuit for charity. On the door, and in comes the people of the Huskoon panel carrying the fursuiter while Kage and Alkalide just stare. And Huskoon takes the microphone. And I think it raised $150.
God help us all.
But here's Zen Fox and Huskoon crashing the charity auction while all Alkali and Kage could do is just stare. And it was so wonderful. Next was the creators of the Fursquared, which I forgot to ask for the coin. The coins ended up not being there because they got shipped wrong. But they made Kellerati coins, 50 of them. And, 1 through 49 were like $15. They were auctioning off the last Kellerati pin.
Yeah.
Care to guess how much it raised?
At least $150.
Yeah. 1,000.
Jesus Christ.
For a pin.
Was that Seraphim buying that?
No, it was a lady. I
Oh,
don't
God.
know what her name was. She actually bought quite a bit. And that went until 1:30. Or that went until 2:30. So the next one I went to was, now this is how you will kill the con, which is what the Bohemian Rhapsody video came from. That is cool. Somebody, again, was recording it. I can't do it justice. The one thing I had there was they were passing out Girl Scout cookies and whatnot, and somebody brought a bag of Scooby snacks. In this case, the Scooby snack was a dog-shaped honey graham cracker. Really? And they were passing it around. It's like, oh, everybody's like, oh, it looks like dog food. And I've eaten dog food before, so I don't give a shit. So I picked it up and bit it. It's like, woo, this is a graham cracker.
Yeah.
So, and the dog food story, quick story, somebody brought their dog to high school when I was a kid.
Oh,
and
no.
they had a bag of treats. And they brought it to the band room. And, of course, we're all band nerds. So they were like, hey, you want to try one? And we all did. And it honestly didn't taste like anything. So that's why I grabbed for it. It's like, fuck it. I've had dog food before. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then closing ceremonies, which started at 4 and ended at about 5:45. It just kept going. The Kalerati made an appearance again with Zen Fox. His hat was off, or his mask was off, and he just had a Kalerati hood, which was fucking awesome. The total for charity. Oh, Finn had a thing at. Now this is how you kill a con. You remember the picture, right?
Uh-huh.
That alkali hat. That's Finn. Okay. The one that I've shown you where they're hosting the three-headed monster, the guy who makes when Alkali had lost his voice, and he told the story of this is the thing that made me so absolutely desperate to go to Fursquared, and it was never told, but the story of the trip to the Dales. You remember this story, correct?
Yes.
Where they went to a little ma and pa store or restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah. The smaller men with the hat that looks like mine now, that gave him the picture. That's Fur.
Oh, God.
So Fur was running it, and he has a tradition at the penultimate panel. He passes that picture around for change. Well, the mother and the two daughters, the sweetheart of which I told you about before, came with rolls of quarters and pennies and whatnot. For 10 minutes, they were breaking open these rolls of quarters and pennies and dimes and just dumping them into this pitcher. So, yeah, they were kind of unsung heroes of this con. Would you care to guess how much the con raised in charity?
How much did the con raise in full charity?
Okay, first we're going to say what the numbers were first. Take a guess at the first number.
I'm gonna say about $8,000.
13,000 and some.
Jesus Christ.
That is before the picture appeared.
Oh, God.
And then the Kalerati appeared again. The Kalerati themselves donated $1,200. Again, coming through the, bless his heart, the whatever canine, I believe it was a canine fursuiter, was in fursuit and that cape again. I wanted a picture of him. But them and the pitcher, and there was more stuff coming in. It was over $15,000
Jeez.
that we raised. That was awesome. So, yeah. They opened up registration, and there were 20 people registered already. But, like 5 minutes later, the guy who did registration is like, yeah, I wanted to get number 1 in. Well, numbers 1 through 20 are all taken. And then they said, hey, Dragor, want to tell them what your badge number is? And he just laughed. He said, 0. And they said, yeah, we don't like letting him near our stuff. They don't even let him buy a badge. They assign him one.
God.
And then they buried it at the bottom of all the other badges. So he still had to go through all the badges to get his stuff. But yeah, it was an event. And honestly, I will go there every year I am capable. Because that was such an awesome group. There were several. I got a hug from one lady because her and her husband were looking for registration, and I took them down, and then she saw me Friday at the opening ceremonies and gave me a hug. And then somebody called Atlas, who he and I were walking around early looking for stuff to volunteer for on Thursday. When he left, he gave me a hug, so I did get a couple of hugs. Met a lady on Sunday called Little Bat, who was trying to get into Artist Alley. If she's listening, I hope you made it in. There's a Chicago Cubs guy that came from somewhere. I don't know where he came from. He had bib overalls and a tie-dye shirt and a Cubs hat and a raccoon tail pinned to the back with a blue jester's cap and blue and white clown makeup. So, heavy Cubs fan.
Yeah.
But he was actually pretty cool. Who else? There was a lady with a blue mohawk that I chatted to a couple of times, who was blind in her right eye. It had a fucking kick-ass eye patch that she found at another fur con. Looked like a leather eye patch. It was actually quite cool. Who else? I think I scared Miko on the first night because I saw him. I said, "Hey, Miko," and he stopped. And I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake! He doesn't know who I am." Mm-hmm. So, and then we were talking about handwriting at the end. I was kind of playing insult tennis with him because I told him. He said his handwriting is bad. I said I've been on prescription so long, my handwriting looks like a doctor. My signature looks like a doctor's. He just looked. It's like, and I realized, because you and I have done this, we just naturally start one-upping each other for no reason. Doesn't matter if it makes sense. It's like, oh, I can do better than this. We could never have even fucking done it in our lives. We just start coming up with things. That's what I was doing, and I didn't realize these people had never done it before. And I'm like, oh, yeah, right. They may not understand why I'm saying this. So, Miko, if you're listening to it, I was just fucking with you. But this is how I understand if I'm meant to be at a furry con. This is how I gauge people. If you listen to the 2013 Pride 48 pink carpet, I did it with Donna Sugars. I messed with Donna Sugars. And that's how I figure out how people are going to react. Because you and I and my folks and some people like us, there's a reason why I had warning, mouth engages before brain. I will say stuff just out of the blue. So what I do is I fuck with people. I fuck with people innocently because I want them to get used to the fact that sometimes things may come out of my mouth and you might not be prepared for it.
Yeah.
This is me preparing people for that possibility.
You're not prepared. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't, and I will do everything in my power to get you there next year. If we go halvesies on the room, like we found out, that ain't going to cost shit. And actually, it wouldn't even cost that much because the room was rated for 2 people,
Oh,
one
nice.
person per bed. So we'd get in on the 101. We wouldn't even need to worry about it.
Nice.
So, but yeah, there was that. Who else am I forgetting? A group of guys I saw a couple of times. He'll know who he is because we saw them going into round robin. When we went out, we met him. He said, yeah, we wanted to come here earlier, but we couldn't talk somebody out of not wearing their tail.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, well, hey, that's cool. And so when I saw them later on that night, I said, how was supper? And he said, oh, that was cool. So, we got to the point where it was just casual conversation between people we've never even met before. Probably might not even meet again. It was just like, it was casual to a level I don't think I've seen before. Even at Pride 48, I don't think I've seen this much casual. And I say that not to mock Pride 48, but the attendance was 963 people at one building. Over 200 and some were in the fursuit parade.
Yeah.
So just under 1,000 people, and I never had one bad interaction. Just statistically, I should have had one.
Yeah, theoretically speaking,
But
yeah.
I never did. Not one time. It was amazing. So yeah, it was very much worth it. Now, just for a start, I checked out for migration, and let me bring that up real quick. Free migration schedule for last year. And I'm sorry if my voice is cracking for a couple of days. And this is not from talking. This is all from laughing. I have been laughing so hard for the past few days that I couldn't breathe. So Thursday night they start. They only have a couple of things. Friday they start. And here's the thing about them. If you look at the Fursquared schedule, which you said you have,
Yeah.
I don't think there's even a quarter of those on furry migration. The most I've seen is 3 together. Almost all of them are only maybe 1 or 2, which is good because there's not going to be as much that I would be missing.
Yeah.
And there are a few more now. The only other thing I will say this, I'm not so sure there's so many things I would want to go to. This might be one that if they have a set con room or stuff, I might actually do more socializing at this one. I don't know. But I am very tempted to go to furry migration.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason I'm tempted to do this is because I can still book a room at the Hyatt.
Yeah.
If I couldn't book a room, I'd say, you know what, maybe next year. But clicking on the link now, I'm pretty certain I can still get a double queen. Guest 1, find. I want Thursday to... oh, fuck. That's why, God damn it, I need to look at the schedule again.
Meh.
I can't remember when the closing thing is on Sunday.
Good job.
Or
Nice.
4 p.m., 4:30 p.m. closing ceremonies. Fuck it, I can leave Sunday night because I'm an hour and a half from the hotel.
I salute you,
So-
sir.
Aren't I special?
A little bit.
Oh, that's registration. I don't give a shit about registration. I can do that whenever. But I want to reserve a room. So check in Thursday. I can just go up Thursday afternoon, check out. I can just leave Sunday. Find. I can get 2 queen beds for $132 a night. So, which
Not bad. Not bad.
isn't bad. No.
Now, I'm still remember. There's a few stories.
It'd be about $400.
Now, I'm not sure if I literally like missed it or there was a couple of what's it called con horror stories you were going to tell that you witnessed.
No, those were the ones.
Oh, okay.
The Zen Fox thing with Kage and Alkali.
Yeah.
Pretty certain. What would have been the other one? Do you remember why I said it was during?
Let's see here. You talked about Kage and Renegade. Yeah.
That was so cute. I know they're going to tape that, and I don't think they do, but I really hope that they got a picture of him laughing, because, dear God, that was cute.
We'll never see the MST3K one. We'll never see those.
We can't.
Yeah.
We can't.
Um,
I think we raised about $500 during MST3K. The closing ceremonies has it all broken down.
yeah. Didn't you say there was something during closing ceremonies? That something occurred during closing... Oh, no, opening ceremonies. You said there was something during opening ceremonies.
Yeah, the Kalerati.
Okay. Fucking
That was the
Kalerati.
Kalerati. That was so cool.
Okay, so pretty much you've gone over a lot of the highlights, a lot of the fun stuff you bore witness to and dealt with while you were there.
Yep. And after Friday night, when I found out that Aleve worked on my headache, then the next 2 days were a lot easier.
Next 2 days were just a blast.
Of course, the next 2 days I was also popping Aleve like a fucking junkie, but
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
now, a couple of days later, since I've taken it, that pain is gone. So I don't know what it was, but it's gone now. That's good.
Yeah. That's always good. Okay, that's patching over there. Sorry, I was checking something real quick, and I've been kind of doing background stuff while you happily went about your time at Fursquared. Now, at any point, did you get to run up and squeeze Kage or Alkali or any of them?
That's the other story. So my mom and dad were there with me, and they went down to breakfast with me. And my mom just thought it was absolutely adorable. She loved it. And I told her, if she comes with me another year, I'm going to get her a cheap registration, because there are several things that I think she would find interesting. She would find the history of the furry fandom probably interesting. She would find furries in reality, because Kage probably interesting. And I know for a fact she would find, basically, when she came here, the 4 Kage panels that were there before, she would love them.
Yeah.
So we were sitting next to Kage when he came in for Friday morning or Saturday morning, and he had his back to them.
And he's
which I couldn't
hungover.
see. No, well,
Oh.
probably. But he, my dad saw the shirt. He's like, "Oh, is that the sign?" And I know he could hear us. But I looked back and said, "Oh yeah, that's Kage's." Then he saw the picture that was on the back of the lab coat. which if you're from Pride 48 and not familiar, it says, what is it? Mad Scientists Union, Chapter 3.14.
Now, is that the coat you're wearing? Or was that the coat?
That's the coat he was wearing. That's the coat he wears all through the con.
Okay.
So my dad leaned over and said, okay, ask him how many times he's Stein.
He's what?
I'm like, oh, he's seen Young Frankenstein.
Oh, God.
So, because me and my family are big Mel Brooks fans, and this wasn't too long after Gene Wilder died, and we actually saw Young Frankenstein in the theater around Halloween. So we're getting up, and I lean over to Kaki, and I said, pardon me, but we wanted to know, about how many times have you seen Young Frankenstein without missing a beat? He says, about 15. And I've said thank you in my mind, oh my God, you're a virgin, aren't you? I've got to have seen it maybe 400 or 500 times by now. Because when I was a kid, that's what I grew up on. And you wonder how I turned out so fucked up. Was Young Frankenstein,
Putting on the Ritz,
Mel Brooks. So it's like, yeah, it's like, oh God, but that was my interaction with Uncle Kage. So yes, I did get to say hi to Uncle Kage, and I passed. I had two interactions with Alkali. One was just thanking him for reminding me that there were closer cons I could go to. But one was it Thursday night or Friday night? And if Alkali ever hears this, because I'll let you post this to Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Just post and then at Fursquared it, and I'll let you do, because I did it for my podcast, so I'll let you do it with your video cast.
Yeah.
I'll just see if I can. I'll just put hashtag Fursquared 2017 on mine.
Yeah.
But so I caught him. I think it was Thursday night. I told him. I said, "You had a wonderful limerick for me, and I just wanted to say thank you." And he said, "Oh God, who are you?" And I said, "Raving Rendal." And he just got this grin on his face. He said, "I like that. I like that name. I'll talk to you later." Unfortunately, we never did get to talk. But just seeing his grin when I said my name, I'm like, "Hi, okay." So Alkali, I had a really good interaction with you, and I think that gave me a smile for the rest of the night. Knowing that Alkali, when he heard my name, it was like, somebody likes me. It's like, that's all I could think of. It's like, yay, somebody likes me. And somebody, who was it? Somebody looked at my tag and actually pronounced spider correctly. And I told him, I'm like, you weren't supposed to do that. You were supposed to say Spader so I could correct you. I think it was Steve. And I'm like, nobody's ever said that right before. So, yes, Fursquared. Anybody who has not gone to a furry con, it is affordable. It's one of the more affordable cons because my sponsorship cost me about $68. The sponsorship for Furry Migration is $100.
Yeah.
But I'm to the point, if I can go, I want to sponsor it. You know? And this one is right at the beginning, like 2 weeks before I would start work at Fun.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this con will be paid for by Fun, if not by my tax return, which is almost $400 this year.
Now you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do? Go to Anthrocon.
Actually, me and my folks want to go out and we want to do some traveling. I asked them, I said, not this year, but would you like to go to Philadelphia with me over the Independence Day weekend for Anthrocon? They want to go. They wanted to go before Fursquared. Now that they know it's for a furry con, I can almost guarantee my mom wants to go again because she wants to watch another fursuit parade. Yes, Anthrocon, I don't know if it'll be next year. I don't know. Given how cheap Fursquared is, it would not be hard
No.
to do it next year.
Well, and you have to
Even if
consider
whether my parents went, whether you and I went, or fuck it, even if I went by myself, it's not that expensive a trip. So,
well, and oh, excuse me, real shit. Now I had to burp. And you have to consider that Pittsburgh turns Anthrocon into a citywide event, basically.
oh yeah,
They have embraced the furry.
Well, and if you watch Kage's quote-unquote history of the fandom, he talks about how it came to Pittsburgh and all that.
Yeah.
It's quite an interesting story I had never heard before.
Well,
Interesting story.
And actually, I did find while you were away over the weekend, I decided to poke around a little bit. I actually found the BBF's Anthrocon video from last year, from this past Anthrocon. It is 2.5 hours long.
Send me the link. I'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, I will send it to you. It is 2.5 hours fucking long, with great music.
Speaking of links, I'm gonna look up the YouTube. I'm gonna go on YouTube and look up the Fursuit Parade, which I'm gonna post to Pride 48 and tag Mark and Ed in, because remember they're the ones who kept asking me about furrydom. So I'm gonna post them. What the?
Well, and the really sad part is I was sitting there watching the Fursuit Parade videos, the first ones I saw, and I was sitting there going, okay, there's Dragor, and that looks like Pandez trying to be clever in disguise.
Did you see Robbie?
I think I saw Robbie. I know I saw Dragor.
Ooh,
oh yeah, Robbie Dragor. Yeah. I saw quite a few people, quite a few furries. I'm like, wow, I don't know these people, but I know them by their costumes. That's really sad.
Oh my God, I found it.
Found what?
Somebody was going to come in and try to haze the FurCon, and they ended up liking it. I just found. If that is what I think it is, I just found the bit. Okay, the dance competition's up here already.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck me, there's a lot of things up
here
already.
And a lot of it's going to be from like Silver Gatomon and whatnot, and they put that shit up there fast.
Who's lying? How Adam became famous? Adam. Okay. There is a game they play during Who's Lying, where they tell somebody, we're going to go out, we're going to make up a story about you.
Oh.
And you have to come in and guess. You know the rules of the story, do you not?
Yes.
Would you like to tell the audience the rules?
No, you go ahead with this one because I hate that fucking game.
Okay, so the deal is they are making a story for us. What they do is they have time out there, and the rule is they know that they're supposed to, quote unquote, find out the story by yes or no questions. What they don't know is there is no story. The yes or no questions build the story, and this is how it's done. And I ain't ruining shit because it's on the internet. If the question ends in an A, E, I, O, U, or Y, you answer yes. If it ends in a consonant, you answer no. If it ends in an S, as in theirs, whatever, as a plural, it's a yes. Those are the only rules.
Yeah.
Every time, including closing ceremonies, Adam could stand up and the whole room would chant. It lasted throughout the con. That guy was a good and the kicker, this was his first furry convention.
Oh God.
Yes. Yes, that was awesome.
Yeah, so overall,
What the fuck is this?
overall, it sounded like you had a shit ton of fun throughout the whole weekend. You got to meet the celebs. You got to meet pretty much all the celebs you wanted to of the furry fandom. How much time did you spend in the artist alley?
Unfortunately, I didn't go in there.
Oh, okay.
Because I only had about $85 for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Because my tax returns didn't come until the day we were going to leave, so I didn't pull anything out.
Yeah.
Next year, I intend to build up some funds, shall we say, from fun.
Yeah.
To have like 300 or 400 ahead of time, so that I can bring it with me. And then, same as before, my tax return will just pay whatever off. But I do intend to put some money ahead. The money I had this year was because since November, I'm on an account where, out of my main account, if I use my card, $1 gets pulled off in addition to the charge.
Yeah.
When I went to Fursquared, I had $144 in that account. So I pulled 100 out, and I had like $37 on me. So, and I didn't bring my notebook, which sucked. And I could have gotten a little. I didn't have a sketchbook. I could have gotten a little dollar con book, but it was pretty small.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I only attended Fursquared this year for one day due to being stuck at work. Still managed to have a great time. Okay, Whiskers Cat. That's about the length of my video, about 10 minutes. And this is shot from a different angle than I was at.
Yeah.
I only see one version of the Fursuit Parade right now.
Oh, I saw like 2 or 3 when I looked. So I will dig up the others.
All the rest are, aside from Adam, at whose line is the dance competition.
Yeah. Oh, they'll come up in time. They'll come up in time.
I'm going to post on the notes. I'm just going to post the YouTube Fursquared search.
Yeah.
Which, if you go to page 2, also has the trailer for Fursquared.
Oh, Gods help us all.
One of the things I'm pretty certain that they wish they could forget. So, okay.
All right, so you had a lot of fun. You're going to go again.
Yes. Yes.
You want to try to find a way to drag me out there, so I can go with you. And that's just a recipe for mayhem right there.
We would do so good at that con.
Because all I know is I'd sit there and try to slide up to Alkali, give him a big hug and go, "Hey, big boy, I'm straight," and then try to drink him under the table.
I would donate to see that happen.
Just
to see the look on his face.
Or just like try to convince 2 to go next year, and it's like, 2, if you go, I'll give you a big sloppy kiss, and it'll be a kiss from a straight guy. How's that one for you?
If 2 has the finances, I know they say that he doesn't go to smaller cons, which is, I suppose,
he's been to Fursquared before in IFC and whatnot.
But the thing is, Kage, and I don't know if this is true or not, but Kage said that he was jealous of, and I think it's because we're such a small group. I mean, he's talking about 7,000 or 8,000 people in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But I think there's something to be said for how good a small group of people can be. So, small in quotation marks. I mean, Christ, we're bigger than some cities.
Yeah. I mean, the numbers were probably, 2,000-3,000 people at the con this year?
at Fursquared,
Yeah.
963.
Yeah.
So just barely.
And you have to consider those numbers real quick. 963 people, and they raised over $10,000. Yeah, $15,000. Mind you,
basically everybody gave $15.
Yeah.
About 15. Everybody gave about $20, which is not unreasonable when you think about it. $20 is fucking pocket change.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what would have happened if, in addition, everybody there gave $20?
Yeah. If everyone coughed up $20, and then all the donation things, and then everything on top of that. And that's the thing is, I was watching, like I said, I was watching last year's closing ceremonies when they were, telling the charity how much they raised for him. One of the women representing the charity broke down crying just out loud because they raised over $10,000.
Right.
And that's counting what, the $2,000 that Fursquared itself was giving them. And those are impressive fucking numbers. For less than 1,000 people to make 15 grand in charity, that's amazing. You don't see that kind of shit at a geek convention most of the time.
No, I'm really proud of them.
Yeah. And that's why, you can heckle Kage, because Kage will have, like 10,000 people, give or take 1,000 or two, going to Anthrocon, but they'll only make $5,000. Whereas a convention of not even 1,000 makes 15. Yeah, Kage, you might want to, deeply consider something right there. The numbers don't lie.
No, but I would not ever, say that they were, that any convention, as long as you can raise any amount of money.
Yeah.
I think that's just awesome.
Oh yeah. And that's always the thing. It's always being awesome seeing people do stuff like that. Pulling in the finance, making the money, helping these charities. But anyway, so you had a lot of fun. You got to see a lot of things. You got to do a lot of fun things, and you're going to go again and try to drag me along for the cause. God help me.
Well, like I said, you've seen the schedule. It's not, would you give this all the way through? It's honestly, there is a lot of neat stuff that they talk about at those conventions.
And I would be more than happy to, on occasion during a convention, go, I'm going this way, you can go that way. Peace, bitch. I'll see you in an hour.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I would be perfectly fine with that. I know for a fact we'd both be at the Dragot show.
Causing mayhem in the background.
I know for a fact we'd both be at MST3K.
I would be trying to drink with them at the table. It's like...
Oh, quite a few people did.
Is there enough room for me? I bring my own alcohol.
You and quite a few other people in that room. So...
Hey, that's... I would not only throw down money, it's like, okay, I want to make a rule, depending on what the movie is, if I've seen it or not. If I've seen the terrible movie, I would make a mean, evil, nasty rule, and then I would pull out my own alcohol and go, okay, since I'm punishing myself, we're all joining in.
Mm-hmm. I cannot wait for the Dragot show after this. Because I would really, I cannot wait to hear their thoughts on this. That is going to be a very interesting show.
Yeah.
For me, I think, anyway.
Oh, well, yeah, definitely for you, because, it's the after party, basically. They do a live show they do a live show there.
And for once, I'm going to know exactly what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I will be able to listen to this and grin. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, the Fursquared 2018 logo is up. And
Yeah.
this is another reason I want you to come with me.
Yes, here we go. Hit us. Hit us now.
Blizzard's Labyrinth's second edition, The Revenge of the Top Hat. It's a furry D&D styled con. Dude, I need you for this.
See what I have to put up with. See what I have to put up with.
Oh my god. Okay, so I told you about the Kill a Con thing, right? What they did?
Yeah,
Oh no, okay.
Nah.
When they were doing their show, at one point, I think it was Fur came out with 2 rolls of green streamer. Tossed one way, tossed one the other, and they used up those streamers. And then somebody had 2 rolls of yarn floating around. They had balloons, they had the smaller beach balls that they were volleying around. It was fucking madness. And it was so much fun. But Kage posted, I feel really bad for whoever cleans up from this panel.
Oh, God, yes, I saw about that.
To which Fursquared retweeted that. So it's like, I didn't see who initially said that.
Yeah,
But yeah.
Yeah, generally you have to feel bad for whoever ends up cleaning after a con or even a panel. Because sometimes you can't help but sit there and go, they are vicious bastards. But, if you have no other tales, if you have no other tales, if you have no other tales of whimsy and magical furriness, you have nothing else to spill and talk about, we've been doing this for 1 hour and 41 minutes by my timer. You have gone off for 1 hour and 45 minutes and tried to kill me twice through laughter. I hurt.
Have I done a good job?
Yeah, oh god, I fucking hurt from laughing so hard. Okay.
Good. That's the goal.
That fucking movie, god damn it. That fucking movie. Every time there's a lightning bolt.
Every time there's a lightning bolt, a thunderclap, an exterior shot at night,
and a candle.
Or any time there's an electrical problem, which was mine. Those are the only ones I can remember right now, but there were quite a few during that show.
And because mistake was going on, you know something else was happening at the other end of the con, where there's gonna be a horror story that we'll hear about in 2 years.
I cannot wait.
Okay, I gotta go. I'm gonna cut it off here before I die laughing. You know what? This has been a chaotic ravings of Rendals adventure and furry cons. That fucking movie. You can tell I've seen it because I'm laughing too hard. Fuck.
The movie is called again. Oh fuck! I just forgot the title.
Oh, thank you, God.
Dark and Stormy Night.
Oh.
The movie is called Dark and Stormy Night.
I think I'm actually going to split this in half and then post it. That way it's not like 1 hour and 45 minutes long. It's like it's part 1 and part 2. Okay. Anyways, I hope everyone's had fun of Rendell's rundown of FurCon 2016 of Fursquared Fursquared 2017. And we'll probably hear more adventures next year, and if he actually gets this way, I will be part of those adventures, at which point I will have to kill myself. Because I will have either
you'll die from laughter if this one is any idea. This one's any explanation.
Yeah, if I don't die of laughter first, I'm going to have to kill myself because I would be breaking a solemn vow if I would never go to another furry convention. Which means probably what's going to happen is I'm going to end up going to another fucking furry convention. God damn it.
Well, if nothing else, you could make that a yearly con. I know a lot of people do, and I know aside from Anthrocon next year and possibly Furry Migration this year, I don't give a fuck if I go to any other convention. That is just the absolute perfect convention in my eyes. Granted,
yeah.
I've only been to one, but
I get to make this joke. I get to make this joke. I get to make this joke now.
Oh boy.
Vini, Vinci. I came, I saw, I conquered.
I had my parents in my room. No, I didn't. And I was kicking myself several times during that weekend.
Going, why did I bring my parents? Why did I bring my parents? Why did I bring my parents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One lady said, she's like, "Oh yeah, the thing on this con is you won't leave a virgin." Yeah, I just proved that. It's like, yeah, it sounds like my life.
Okay, so let's wrap up so I can get to like doing some editing. So I'm not even gonna put intro music in this. I'm just gonna let it run. But I do have to chop it in half. I have to chop it in half so it's more bite-sized and more manageable, so people can get the whole thing in their mouth.
Okay, for your humor, you know the Westwood file that I have.
Yes, unfortunately.
I've played it through completely once, and we have 3 minutes left on the next playthrough.
Okay, that's
4 minutes left on the next playthrough.
Okay, that's
This is going back to the old school chaotic ravings, finite exposure when we were stuck at 2 fucking hours.
Yeah, so at that note, you know what? I want to thank everyone who tunes in and listens in. If you are Alkali, Uncle Kage, Pandez, Dragor, Seraphim, or Miko, and you end up somehow Xander, and you somehow end up listening to this, I am not responsible for the shit that comes out of his mouth. I'm just the guy who does the production at this point.
Hey, warning! Mouth engages before brain. There is a reason I had that ribbon.
Yeah, there we go. Anyways,
and Alkali, if any of those guys do happen to be listening, next year, con badge, cordially Ted.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. I can't do it anymore. No more. I gotta cut it here. I'm gonna stop. Where's my button? I hope everyone has a good week. We will talk to you later.